Healthcare is California Democratic Congresswoman Barbara Lee. Congressman, with a welcome to you, ma'am. I first want to ask you about your response to the president withdrawing the White House invitation from your Golden State Warriors franchise player. That's in your district, their home turf there.
Yes, and first I just have to say I'm very proud of the Warriors. I'm very proud of Steph Curry for exercising their First Amendment rights because they want to make America better. They want an America that really is an America for liberty and justice for all. Secondly, Nancy Pelosi, Leader Pelosi, myself, we wrote a letter very early to the Warriors, and we invited them to the Capitol. We invited them and their families, the team, whomever they wanted to bring. And so they're still welcome, and I'm saying to them, that if you want to come to the Capitol, we'll welcome you at the United States Capitol.
All right, I want to get to an NBC News Wall Street Journal poll that was issued this month, which shows 25% of Americans approve of the president's handling of race relations. But the overwhelming majority, 52%, disapprove. Where do you think the president is going wrong? How does he get it wrong?
The president has gotten it wrong from day one, and this just speaks volumes to the American people because they understand it, they get it. He led his campaign actually based on him being the leader of the birther movement, saying that President Obama was not an American, and he really tried to delegitimize the first African-American president. When you look at him embracing the alt-right agenda, the white supremacist agenda, the neo-Nazi agenda, when you look at his budget cuts and how they negatively and disproportionately impact people of color, look at what he has done. He proposed cutting and eliminating the Minority AIDS Initiative. He proposed cutting the Minority Business Development. He proposed decimating workforce training. And so you just look at his agenda and you can just see who he is and what he believes. And that is certainly not what the majority of the American people believe.
Okay. Next topic with you, ma'am. Your state was among those notified yesterday by the Department of Homeland Security that your election systems had been targeted by hackers likely connected to the Russian government. First of all, why do you think official notification took so long?
You know, this is why we have been fighting for an independent, bipartisan commission. We introduced that legislation early on. We need Republicans to come forward and join us so that we can get to the bottom of this. And our president, President Trump, needs to come forward and defend our democracy, defend our electoral system. He is not doing that. You know, you would think by now he would condemn what is taking place. He would call for an independent investigation, and he would want to see our democracy, our voting rights protected. He's doing just the opposite, and it's really very tragic and it's very dangerous. And so we've got to get to the bottom of it, and I'm asking the Republicans to join us in the establishment of an independent, bipartisan commission to get to the bottom of it.
So, but now that DHS, the Trump administration, has acknowledged there was hacking, or at least the efforts to hack, do you think the possibility of collusion gains more credibility?
When you look at the Mueller investigation and when you look at the House Intelligence Committees and the Senate investigations that are moving forward, it appears that they're uncovering a heck of a lot that could lead there. And we're waiting for the conclusion of the investigations. But I'm telling you, from what I see and what I know, there really appears to be some very close coordination at the minimum and collusion at the most with what we unfortunately saw took place in our election. And the president needs to come out and defend the of getting to the bottom of this.
I do want to get to a question for you on health care, ma'am, and I'm curious what you think of Senator McCain's decision to not support the Graham-Cassidy bill.
Well, that was very brave. It was very bold, and he's absolutely correct. This bill will take away health care from over 30 million people. It will decimate the requirement that people who have pre-existing conditions not be discriminated against. Senator McCain really understood that the expansion, the gutting of Medicaid was included in this bill, where you have senior citizens, mind you, in nursing homes who rely on Medicaid. What would happen to them? So he's absolutely correct. But I have to say, what they're now doing is trying to sabotage the whole effort since it looks like they're not going to be able to repeal it. But we still have to, as we say in California, stay woke, because we have a lot of work to do to make sure this bill does not pass. But when you look at the fact that they have cut the the recruitment time from 90 days to 45 days for open enrollment, when you look at the fact they've cut the advertising budget by 90%, they're doing everything they can do, the cost-sharing aspects that provide the subsidies for low-income people. They're doing everything they can do through regulation and administrative policies to undermine the Affordable Care Act as we speak. So the public has to speak out and say no, and tell this president and the administration to stop it, and to let's work together and find a bipartisan solution to improve the Affordable Care Act.
All right, California Democratic Congresswoman Barbara Lee, many thanks for your time. I appreciate it.